Well, after 2 weeks away, Tiger fans are back to see their team as RIT Hockey returns to conference play here tonight against Holy Cross. Number 7 for the Crusaders is Johnny Coughlin, the junior defenseman from Fairport, back in his hometown tonight to face the Tigers. Coughlin has scored 1 goal in 4 all-time meetings against RIT. While on the other side, number 6 for the Tigers is Gabe Valenzuela. He centers what has been RIT's top line so far this season. Valenzuela, Eric Brown, and Abit Gerdukis are averaging at least 1 point per game. Gabe will join our Kim Bernson live in just a bit. You are watching RIT Sports Zone. Pre-game live, presented by Taylor the Builders. Plenty to get to over the next half hour as we get you set for face-off coming up at 7:05. Good evening, I'm Kevin Roach, and welcome to RIT Sports Zone Pre-game live, streaming all season long on RITSZ.com. Well, after splitting a pair of conference games in Colorado against the Air Force Academy, RIT ventured out of conference last weekend to face UConn out of Hockey East. And we have the highlights. The Tigers and Huskies tied at the Blue Cross on homecoming last season. Last weekend, they met in Hartford at the XL Center, and we pick up the action in the first period. The Tigers struck first. Great look here from Abit Gerdukis to Eric Brown, his team leading 9th goal on the year. Tigers took the 1-0 lead as UConn left Brown all alone, and he made the Huskies pay. And the Tigers were in a penalty. UConn on the power play. Philip Nyberg right here with the shot. It gets by Christian Short. The equalizer ties the game at 1 apiece. Still in the first period, UConn on the power play again. Great feed here from Evan Wysocki to Maxim Latunov. He's denied, but Jesse Schwartz is there to put back the weak side rebound. Watch it again. Christian Short can't recover in time after making the initial stop, and it was 2-1 Huskies after 1. It would stay that way late into the third. Final seconds, RIT with an opportunity in front, but Abit Gerdukis sends his shot up and into the safety netting. UConn escapes with a 2-1 victory as the Tigers remain winless in non-conference games so far this year. As we take a look inside the numbers from last weekend's matchup between the Tigers and Huskies. Penalties, the big story is RIT was called for 9 and UConn cashed in on 2 of those opportunities. The Tigers, for the first time this season, really struggled at the face-off circle as UConn had a big 35-17 edge. And Christian Short, making his second start of the season, played really well, tying a career high with 32 saves. It is back to conference play, as I mentioned, here tonight, and back to Logan Drackett in the net for the Tigers. With more on tonight's game, we're joined now by John DiTullio, who's standing by with RIT head coach Wayne Wilson. John?
All right, thank you, Kevin. We haven't seen you guys in a couple of weeks. You're at Air Force and UConn. How would you assess your team over the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's been a lot of the same that before we went away there. 2 one-goal games against Air Force where we got a split. We're happy with getting 2 points out of there. That was imperative after losing the first game. And then I thought a disappointing loss. I just thought that the 2-1, I thought we were better than the score indicated, even though it's a 1-goal game on the road to a Hockey East team. I thought we played better. We just, a lot of penalties in the game, and we never really got into the game. But the 5-on-5 play, I was happy with it in there, and even our power play. But so now we face Holy Cross, who's been in every one of their games. They've been in a lot of 1-goal games themselves. So I expect a real tight game here tonight, and they're very similar to the style of play as ourselves. So it's whoever does what we do, we've got to do it at our best.
On paper, they seem to be an experienced team, Wayne. Talk about going against a team that has a lot of juniors and seniors.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at a quick look at their roster there. They're playing as many as 9 seniors at a time from their goaltender. They've got 5 senior forwards. And then really in their top 9 forwards, they've only got 1 sophomore. The rest are juniors after that. So they've got some experience. They know how to play. We've had some tough games with them in the past. We expect the same here tonight. And it's a matter of wills to here tonight.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Buckle up tonight. We've got Holy Cross taking on RIT. That is Tigers head coach Wayne Wilson. Let's send it over now to Kim Bernson, who is standing by with one of the Tiger leaders.
Yeah, John, thank you. I'm standing here with Gabe Valenzuela. Gabe, you and your line mates, Eric Brown and Abit Gerdukis, having a great, gelling very well so far this season. What's clicking for you guys?
I don't know. Everything's been going well. We're good buddies on and off the ice. But main thing is that we've been moving the puck really well, protecting the puck in the O zone really well, and making it hard for them to get the puck. So pretty much putting the puck in the spot that one of us can get it. We just hold on to it and make sure they don't get it.
What are you expecting out of Holy Cross tonight?
They're a good team. They're very similar to us in the sense that their D like to press up against our forward. So we're going to fight for ice this weekend's going to be hard. So hopefully we can get the W.
Thanks, Gabe. Good luck tonight. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Kim, thanks so much. Looking forward to your reports here tonight throughout the broadcast. Well, Holy Cross was picked to finish 6th in the Atlantic Hockey preseason poll, but the Crusaders are a team you may want to keep an eye on this year. They're experienced and have a roster that might be talented enough to get them back to Rochester for the conference semifinals when they come up in March. The Crusaders were out on the ice here this morning. Holy Cross has the nation's top goal scorer on its roster in Scott Pooley and the conference's top goaltender in Paul Barafato. But it doesn't stop there. In fact, 8 different Crusaders have at least 8 points so far this season. Now, while head coach David Berard is pleased where his team currently sits, the Crusaders have 5 ties in 10 conference games so far this season, and they know they can't leave too many points behind as the season rolls on.
The way we're looking at it is we're in every single game we play, and we're this close to breaking through. And if we win 3 or 4 of those games, we could have 9 or 10 wins, which we'd be really happy with. We didn't finish it, and that's what we got to work on. That's what we're working on, is finishing the games, closing them out, maybe getting that next goal, which ends the game. But the fact that we're so competitive, we're in every game that we play, is a good thing. Now we just got to learn to get over the hump. And with a new team, as a new dynamic, you got to learn some of those things sometimes, even though you have a lot of senior leadership. So we're working on that, but I am happy with where we're at. I would like to have a couple more wins, but if we learn the lessons now that help us later on, that's what we're looking for.
We're getting points, and the positive part of it is we're in every game. We might not have finished or got the job done like we wanted to, but there's no game we've played yet where we're like, holy cow, like we're out of this game. We've been in every one, and we're confident in our ability to win every game we play.
That has been an interesting first 2 months in Atlantic hockey as we enter December and take a look at the conference standings. Canisius begins the night on top with 16 points. Army is just 2 behind, while Niagara and tonight's opponent Holy Cross sit 3 points behind the Golden Griffs. In 3rd place, RIT holds the 5th spot after winning 6 of its first 8 conference games. But as you can see, it's already a tight race as only 4 points separate 7th place AIC and 2nd place Army. It's just getting started in the AHC so far this season. It should be fun. Well, still to come on the program, a former Tiger hockey great has joined the coaching ranks. Celeste Brown will join us live to discuss what it's like behind the bench. Plus, he's the hottest player on the ice for the Tigers right now. Our John DeTulio caught up with junior forward Eric Brown earlier this week. That conversation is on the way. You're watching RIT Sports Zone Pre-Game Live. Stretch out. Welcome back to RIT Sports Zone Pre-Game Live from the Gene Policini Center, where tonight the Tigers host Atlantic hockey rival Holy Cross. It is Tiger Teddy Toss night. Fans will toss stuffed toys on the ice after the Tigers' first goal here tonight, and those will be collected and delivered by the team to Rochester's Regional Health Systems Children's Unit in the coming weeks. Very nice of them to do that. Meanwhile, since knocking off Boston University on a penalty shot a month ago, the RIT women's hockey team has gone winless in their last 6. The Tigers return to conference play this afternoon against visiting Penn State. And we have the highlights here from the Gene Policini Center. Tigers and Nittany Lions were scoreless after 1 period of play, so we pick up the action in the second. Penn State strikes first. Natalie Heising with her 5th goal on the year. That put Penn State up 1-0 after 2. But in the 3rd period, things unraveled quickly in the first 8 minutes for the Tigers as everything went Penn State's way. Sophie Slattery parked in front and puts in the rebound to put the Nittany Lions up by 2. Then just 2 minutes later, Natalie Heising gets her 2nd on the afternoon, 6th on the year with a rebound goal of her own. Penn State scored 4 times in the 3rd period as they go on to beat the Tigers today by a final of 5-0. RIT and Penn State will close out their 2-game series tomorrow afternoon right here at the Gene Policini Center. Come on out and catch the action in person. You can get your seats right now by visiting RITtickets.com. Face-off between the Tigers and Nittany Lions is at 1 o'clock. We're joined now by former RIT women's hockey standout and current Penn State assistant coach, Celeste Brown. Celeste, welcome home.
Hello, yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, thanks for being here. You know, it has to be a little strange for you. What was it like today to have to come into the opposing locker room instead of one that you were used to?
Yeah, it was definitely a little different, a little eerie at the same time, but you know, I'm grateful that I'm in this opportunity. So to come back to home and play, you know, play some of the girls, especially that I played with, is it's, I don't even know. It's just, it's fun. It's funny almost, yeah.
Yeah, well, your coach, Jeff Kammersall, the head coach at Penn State, he said that players respect your resume for having played in the CHA and your role as an assistant. How is that different and difficult for you transitioning from being a player to now being a coach?
Well, I think, you know, it's not overly difficult. It's a fun opportunity. Like, I get to work with the girls. Like, I've been through what they've been through. So, you know, I can be there. Like, I understand, you know, like what you got to do. And especially just finished playing, you know, I always am like helping the girls, want to make them better, make our team better. So it's not too bad.
You played in this league, as we mentioned, for a couple years. You won a Division III national championship at RIT,
yeah.
2 CHA championships. What do you take from what you learned here at RIT, learn from Scott McDonald, and try to bring to Penn State now?
Yeah, I think, you know, especially right now, like with our team at Penn State, our girls are tenacious, they work super hard, and they're great kids, and they listen. So, you know, that's something we had going for us here at RIT. And, you know, the main thing I learned from Scott was, you know, you can push yourself to limits that you don't think you can, and you can prove people wrong. And so that's the main goal for right now, is to bring those girls, build their confidence, and, you know, show the hockey world what we can do.
You played a little bit professionally.
Yep.
You coached last year in Connecticut, and now your first year as an assistant with Penn State. Is head coaching on the horizon? Is that something you're looking down the line wanting to do, or not sure yet?
Yeah, no, I think everyone's like goal is to get to a head coaching position. Mm-hmm. But, you know, right now I'm happy where I am. I'm learning from, like, 2 unbelievable coaches and then just surrounding staff that I'm also learning from. So, you know, in the future, yeah, I'd love to get there, but right now I'm happy where I am.
And you know the CHA is tough. Right now, Penn State and RIT both in the bottom half of the conference, but you know how quickly that can change, especially when they get to the Harbor Center in March.
Exactly, yeah. Like, especially when playoffs happen, anything can happen. I think from my experience at RIT, we know that best. But the league is super close. Anyone can beat anyone on any day, and it's just who's going to show up.
Well, we appreciate your time. Welcome back to RIT. Best of luck the rest of the season and in future endeavors with Penn State and beyond.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We appreciate it. Celeste Brown, the former RIT Tiger, with us here on Pregame Live. Well, still to come on the show, John Atulio catches up with the Tigers' top goal scorer who's garnering some NHL attention. That is next. This is RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. Thank you so much.
Wall, Cairns to Brubaker. Ian Cairns fires, deflected by Brown, high up into the air and scores! Puck blocked, 1-0 RIT.
There you go. Early on, they get the puck off the post. They get a break there, and Barafato makes the save. Can't find the puck. You can see he's looking for it. Cairns at the point takes the shot. Now let's watch the puck go up into the air. Barafato can't find it. Falls right behind him. Hey, look at that. Came out of the sky. Look at that. Makes the save. And puck's up in the air. Everyone's looking for it. And there it is.
What a
wow.
View. Get back. Urator. Now tapped in. Patolo behind the net. We'll leave it there. Wrap around the tap and a goal.
Look at that.
1-1. Tigers get sloppy in their own end.
That's what hurt them last night. And it comes back. Bite them again. It's just the little things right now. Sloppy. There's the puck. They just kind of both stared at him.
45 remaining in the Holy Cross power plays. Urator. Back the trap. Grudakis breakaway. Having Grudakis. Here he goes. Grudakis. Rolling in. Grudakis. Sends it just wide. And what a defensive play by Murator. Valenzuela down low to Powell. Cairns. Brubaker the blast. Yes! Game winner!
overtime win for the Tigers last February as Adam Brubaker got the game winner, while RIT has the edge in the overall series with Holy Cross, a 25-13-7 record. The Crusaders have the edge over the last 10 meetings in which RIT's won just twice, including the last meeting there in last February. RIT, Holy Cross, and Mercyhurst are tied for second most conference championships behind Air Force, who has 6. The Tigers, Crusaders, and Lakers have earned 3 titles apiece. That, of course, includes when the conference was known as the MAC. Well, tonight it's the first of 4 meetings between these two teams this season after this weekend series in Rochester. The Tigers will visit Holy Cross in Worcester, Massachusetts in late January, joined once again by John DiTullio. And John, we know Holy Cross comes in with the nation's top goal scorer in Scott Pooley, but RIT's top line has been holding its own as well, and that includes the play of junior Eric Brown, doesn't it?
That's right, Kevin. He anchors that top line. A year ago, he led the Tigers in scoring. This year, he's come back bigger, better, and more determined.
Amlong along the wall, fires, scores in front. It's Brown with 4 seconds remaining. Put a 5 spot in the second period. Unbelievable.
Eric, let's talk about your scoring prowess. 25 goals in the last 49 games. I mean, that may be the most incredible stat that maybe no one's talking about.
You know, I don't think it's all my doing. I think my line mates have played a big part in that. At the end of last year, I played with Abbott Gerdakis and Gabe as well. They're just a couple players that I think we work well together. Abbott's a very good passer. Gabe's kind of more of an all-around guy. And I think we cycle the puck in the corner well and create opportunities. And I've just been the guy that's been fortunate enough to be able to put the puck in the net.
Right on in front. Brown with the deflection.
Eric just brings a real strength to that line. He's got great size. He's got great quickness. His first steps are very quick for a big guy. And when he uses his size, it's a hard guy to get the puck off of. And when he's in tight, he not only can he use some of that quickness that we talked about, but his strength, but he's got great hands. So he's got good hands around the net, and he's able to finish.
Valenzuela, Brown tapping over to Gerdakis. Gerdakis in front. Brown fires and scores. Eric Brown with the goal, his team leading 14th, and the Tigers.
I'm sure you're aware of your plus minuses as one of the best in the league, so you're playing on both ends of the ice.
Yeah, definitely. I take pride in that. I remember growing up, one of the first things my dad would always ask me after a game wasn't, how do you think you played or whatever. It was my impact on the ice, not just, am I scoring or am I in the right places defensively and making an overall impact on the game. Because if you're scoring a goal but you're on the ice for 2 against, you're not having a really positive impact on the game.
He's managed to become a even or +1 or +2, and the team that we're taking their top line and also tagging a negative on them, and I think that bodes well for our team. That's a good matchup. We don't have to put necessarily just checkers against the other team's top line. We can play our top line against them, and then we're able to do other things with our other lines that I think are beneficial to us.
When you're now being the coach, what would you like to see him do better? If there are things he can do better, what are some of the flaws, if there are any? in this game?
No, there's always flaws. There's always things you can get better at. Still puck protection, still not opening up and making it easy to get people the puck off of you. You still got to protect it, and he continues to work on that. Being very consistent in getting the pucks out of our end. And when I say consistent, if you want to make it at another level, it can't be 9 out of 10. It has to be 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10 is what people in the minors do, and 8 or 7 out of 10 is you don't get anything from it.
Every year, regardless of my point production or how well I played the previous year, I'm always looking to come back and be a better, bigger, faster, stronger player. I trained this summer with some pros and stuff like that, Ryan Callahan, Brian Giunta, so I really tried to watch those guys, pick up on little things.
I know he's garnering some attention from the NHL. People have come in and watched him and continue to come back, which means they must have liked something they saw the first time. So, I think there's something there for his future as well.
Maybe I lead by example. I'm the kind of the player that goes out there and he does his job on the ice. He works hard. He gives that second effort, and I've always played like that. And I hope that guys, maybe look at me in that light and go, Brownie's working a little extra hard. Maybe I should work equally as hard and stuff like that.
And Brown's numbers, look at those numbers here since the 2015-2016 season. Just continues to get better. right now, 5 games in a row that he has scored at least a goal. And Wayne really credits Valenzuela and Gerdukas. Brown benefits with 2 guys who like to pass first before they like to score. So they're setting up Eric Brown a lot. He's a big frame on that power play. He's tough to knock off the puck. He's off to a great start this year for the Tigers.
Such a fun line to watch, John DiTullio, with the playmaker, the creator, Valenzuela. But then moving Gerdukas up to that line, there just seems to be a great balance between the 3.
And even Wayne, that was the missing link. I think when they put Gerdukas with these 2, the line is completely taken off. And he even mentioned the McGowan line from in that Garbowski line. When you get reference to that line, the MGM line, you know you're doing something special with the Tigers.
Tonight's opponent, Holy Cross, it seems like it's the same cast of characters back. They have 4 balanced lines, John, a team that returns a lot this year and a team that can put the puck in the net.
Seems like some of these guys have been here 10 years. I mean, we were talking with Wayne earlier. I mean, got 9 juniors and seniors. They got a lot of upperclassmen. It's a veteran team. They have played a lot of close games. They've got a lot of ties. Wayne expects this to be a 1-goal game. That's what Atlantic hockey has become, a 1-goal league.
Well, where the Tigers have Eric Brown, the player to put the puck in the net, the guy for Holy Cross is Scott Pooley. I mean, one of the best in Atlantic hockey here, John.
Tearing up the country right now in terms of goal scoring, 13 goals on the season. The kid is off to a great, great start. And one of their top, not only one of the top players in Atlantic hockey, but one of the top players in the country. Keep your eye on number 12. Senior forward for Holy Cross, according to Wayne, a dynamic playmaker.
As we talked about Eric Brown, such a good pairing with Gabe Valenzuela. Valenzuela, the center, the creator on this line, John DiTullio.
He is, and Wayne really talked about how these guys love to play on both ends of the ice. But Valenzuela's healthy. That ankle's 100%. And I tell you, one of the more dazzling players, not only on the Tigers, but in this league. Watch number 6 tonight, how he can just stop on the dime, change direction. And the kid is incredible with the puck. Great puck handler and can finish.
It's been a while since we've been here at the Policini, and the last time we were here, John, a weekend sweep over Robert Morris. The Tigers taking care of home ice. Now, what has to happen around this weekend?
Well, a fast start. Wayne has been really preaching a fast start. You got to come out with great energy. I think the special teams need to be special. When you start looking at some of the numbers for both of these teams, when you look at the power play for the Crusaders, 51st in the country, RIT's power penalty kill is 54th, but their power play is 9th. And what's been the key for the Tigers during their recent winning ways, they've got to finish not only the games, but they got to finish each period. They do all that, you're looking at least 2 points, possibly 4 for the weekend.
Kevin, 2 teams that know each other well, RIT and Holy Cross. This should be fun tonight.
Looking forward to it here tonight. Thanks so much. Well, RIT and Holy Cross are about to take the ice as we are closing in on game time. Face-off is coming up. This is RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live. And welcome back to RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live. If you're looking for something fun to do this weekend or during Rochester's unforgiving winter months of January and February, I encourage you, come on out and join us at the Policini Center. Catch an RIT hockey game. You can get your seats by visiting the Policini Center box office by calling 475-4121 or online at rittickets.com. Our next live broadcast comes up tomorrow night as RIT closes out the calendar year on home ice with the final game of the weekend series against Holy Cross. Our coverage kicks off tomorrow night at 6:30 with RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live, presented by Taylor the Builders on CW Rochester and online at RITSC.com. And coming up on the show tomorrow night, we'll introduce you to Megan Detweiler. We'll share how she ended up as the leader of the RIT pep band this year, and we'll tell you why her appointment to conductor is significant. That comes up tomorrow at 6:30. That again on Pregame Live. Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight. Thanks so much for watching RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live. Up next, Gene Battaglia, John DiTullio join us as the Tigers take on Holy Cross. We'll see you back here for the intermission report. Enjoy the game, everyone. RIT Sports Zone Live begins right now.